Street Pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, J&O. Sports professor, you know. Street professor back again, it's game time. A la playa, no playtime, it's play guy. Cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professor spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme citing his girl's DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champion.
I need my hands, just like this one.
Let's go, Street Pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, J&O. Sports professor, you know. Yo, Street Professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, J&O. Street! Stop!
Go hard. Go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, know you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go hard. Go home, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then a double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trick. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone, end zone. Keep them coming, I know. I won't flub my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard,
yo.
Go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home.
Oh, let me put it on. I didn't even put it on.
Yo.
What up?
What up, everybody? This is the Bottom Line Sports. Episode 154.
154.
And
the professor.
I don't know. He's right there somewhere. I have everything's off right now. So. Professor, right down there. Anyway, Jake's supposed to be there. I don't know where he's at. We'll see where he's at. Hit that like button. 1900 on the Facebook group. Let's go.
Good, man. It's good.
Let's go. Honest with the Bottom Line Sports on all your platforms. Hey, appreciate it. Go find also find the Sports Professor over at Ball and Buds. All in Bud Sports Entertainment. Find Hot Take Jake. He's got a podcast called The Final Say Podcast. Comment. Oh, G-Pick, Chiefs, baby. G-Pick in the house. Made it to the big one, G-Pick. That's right.
Big one, man. They're already talking noise.
A second team, the Chiefs. Let's go.
I think the line already is at 1.5 already. So
The second team, baby.
he can't do that, Kenny Omar.
I had to wear Red Raiders because he used to play for the Red Raiders. I don't have my wife's not here, so I don't have my Chiefs jersey for hers that I can wear. Yeah, you can have a second team. Hey, y'all, there's like 6 of y'all. Y'all can share this, like this. Hey, can you have a second team? NFL, all right, you can have a second team, right? Come on.
No, that's like
you can have a second team.
You can't have a second team.
You can have a second team. Come on.
How can you support two teams? What do you do?
Hey, see, somebody appreciates the Red Raider shirt. Holmes wore number 5. His number 5 is number 5. He wore number 5.
Omar, you don't believe in having two teams. You got one team. You got to be solid, and you got to ride with your team.
Come on.
Yo, you can't have two teams. And you know how many times I've proved this, especially when I went to the University of Maryland this past weekend, which is my damn alma mater, and I still was UCLA'd out because I root for the team that I've always rooted for my whole life. Yes, I love Maryland and I support them in their ventures.
But if Maryland was
UCLA could not happen.
In the playoffs, you would still like if there was the Cowboys versus the Chiefs, I would vote for the Cowboys first.
But that's the thing. Like, how do you split your love between two teams like that?
The loyalty amongst both. Yeah,
I always defer to Cowboys, no matter if they play in the regular season, if they play in the playoffs.
Like you're sniffing around, trying to hook on a bandwagon a better team is what it seems like.
No, I was there from the beginning, baby. I was there from the game from when Holmes was drafted. And I picked up a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
Hey, G.
You ever had that, Ken?
Hey, G, it's good stuff. Sip on it. Don't swig it fast. Sip on it. Put it on the rocks.
On the rocks.
Man, when I say bourbon, that is premium bourbon, my friend. I promise you.
Buffalo Trace is
it is.
Even
a delicacy
on bourbon.
It's good.
Is that good stuff? Is that good stuff? Yeah.
No, I said it's a delicacy. That means it's.
Oh, it's a delicacy.
What do you say, Omar? Omar, you said.
Chef's kiss.
A chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, Flo. You gotta try it, man. It's good.
I'll try it. Buffalo. Is it only made in Buffalo, or is it just because?
No. It's made in
like a Buffalo. But it's not a Buffalo Bill thing, right?
No. Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
It's made
I don't know.
I'm not a Kentucky straight bourbon.
I'm not a bourbon aficionado. I know a few, but I'm not. Okay. Oh, it's from Kentucky, you said, right?
Kentucky, yeah. It's like what Woodford's made, Makers. Most of your bourbons are made out of Kentucky.
I like Woodford Reserve. That's good.
Woodford's good too.
Woodford's good. Yeah, Buffalo Trace is on the level of Woodford. I would put
Woodford. Yeah.
Elijah Craig. I get Elijah Craig down sometimes.
Elijah Craig pretty good too.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, all right. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is the Bottom Line Sports. We're trying to get into this. A lot of stuff going on. NBA's heating up. Man.
I mean, where can they find us, though? Where can they find us, though?
Oh, Ken, do you know where they can find us? I'm trying to remember.
The Bottom Line Sports. You can find us on YouTube. Find us on Facebook. Find us on is it X? X.
Yeah, we're on there. We're on there.
Hey, on all your major social media platforms, The Bottom Line.
But the most important is what? The most important is what?
Facebook.
The Facebook group, baby. Join at The Bottom Line.
1,900 on the Facebook group. Trying to hit 2,000 for the Super Bowl. Hear this.
Y'all. Still got paid.
I hit 2K, man. We'll see.
Yep.
All right, so we like to start out the show with one of our favorite segments. that I named the Sports Professor's Mixed Bag. All right. He gives us a lot of intel on different things, and just, sometimes he'll go off on a tangent on one sport or another. You never know with the professor, but he always comes with the heat and the knowledge on sports in general. Sports Professor, take it away.
Yes, I appreciate that wonderful and astute introduction there, sir. Thank you very much. That being said, let's get into it. This week's mixed bag will start with, in the NBA, Heat forward Jimmy Butler suspended indefinitely. Third time in the last month with Miami that he has been suspended as he is trying to get traded. So obviously, we've seen him force his way out of other places, Minnesota, right? And so now we're seeing this again here in Miami. This is getting pretty bad, and I mentioned this a couple weeks ago on the mixed bag, how this was a alpha situation. Butler and Pat Riley going head to head. The February 6th is the trade deadline, gentlemen. That is next week. That is next Monday. So let's be on the lookout for that. Jimmy Butler should be traded by that point. Next on the docket, one of one Paul Skeens MLB debut patch. This kid, 11 years old, I won't put his government out there, pulls the one of one autographed debut card for Paul Skeens, the star Pittsburgh Pirates rookie last year. The Pirates offered him a Godfather offer, which included season ticket, box, all kinds of signed jerseys, this and that, blah, 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 blah. But the kid, first of all, he lives in California. Second of all, he's not a Pirates fan. So the Godfather offer does nothing. Instead, he did the smart thing. His parents raised him right. He's putting it up for auction. And not only is he smart enough and his parents were enough to guide him to get his own bag, but he's also, proceeds will also be donated into relief of the LA wildfires. So salute to that 11-year-old kid who pulled that.
Wow.
In the NHL, we've got some trades. First in the NHL, the Carolina Hurricanes in the hunt for the playoffs, obviously a contender for the Stanley Cup, went ahead and acquired pending unrestricted free agents Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall, two really good players in the league, have been great in the past, in a 3-team trade with the Colorado Avalanche and the Chicago Blackhawks. This makes sense for the Hurricanes as they're going for it all. They're trying to win the cup, and they're making these moves to better themselves. Colorado, on the other hand, was not going to be able to re-sign Rantanen in the summer, so it made sense to get what they could for him in the meantime. WNBA trade. Jewel Lloyd, 6-time All-Star, traded from the Seattle Storm for Kelsey Plum, who was traded to the Los Angeles Sparks. This was a 3-team trade. It also involved the Las Vegas Aces, which is where Jewel Lloyd ended up, where she is going to be pairing with the reigning MVP, Asia Wilson, as well as Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray. So Las Vegas Aces just keep building super teams over there, leveraging, I should say, I don't want to say taking advantage, leveraging the situation where Jewel Lloyd had filed a lawsuit for harassment and bullying against the organization. None of that actually, or they could not find any evidence of that. I can't say that it happened or not. And so she requested a trade. The trade has finally been consummated. And finally, in tennis, actually I got two more news. But in tennis, U.S. tennis player Coaching Keys, yes, salute to her. Earned her first ever Grand Slam title on Saturday. That's one of the majors by winning the Australian Open, defeating the #1 player in the world, Aryna Sabalenka. So shout out to her.
Sabalenka.
On the men's side, shout out to Yannick Skinner, who won the men's Australian Open. And my last note, Vanderbilt University, not my alma mater, but where I taught at, one of my recent employers, I do support the Vanderbilt.
You seem to claim a lot of colleges, Professor.
Yes, but see, the difference to me is that just because I support the school does not necessarily mean I support their athletics.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Vanderbilt being fined $500,000 after their fans stormed the court after a win over
Wow.
Kentucky. The school has now been fined. If you remember, they rushed the field and carried the goalpost after beating Alabama
Alabama,
to the Cumberland Dam River. They've now been fined $850,000 this year. Let me let you know something, NCAA. It doesn't matter. Vanderbilt won the best in the world, and that is couch pocket chuck change to them, but don't keep doing it. You can keep fining us all you want. Boom.
Wow. All right, Professor. We're going to talk about NBA anyway. We'll talk a little bit more about Jimmy Butler, but appreciate your always bringing the knowledge and the, things that sometimes we don't think about, but then other things we forgot about, and then of course things that sometimes we overlook. Thank you. That was the Sports Professor's Mixed Bag. Bag. All right. I got my sound effects back, so I'm a little happy. So, all right. So let's go in. Speaking of the NBA, going into a little NBA, you talked about Jimmy Butler. Kind of talk about guys as we're waiting on hot take. Jake, this is Jake's team, the Heat. I wonder if it's all. I'm assuming it's all based on if Jimmy Butler's there. I mean, this is his surprise team, his dark horse team every year. Calling Jimmy Butler the next second coming of Michael Jordan. But anyway, I don't ever saw Michael do this, but your thoughts on him trying to get out of this, guys? And like you said, he's done it before, Professor. And thoughts on what would be the best landing spot for him to actually, make a difference on a team. I know some have talked about Phoenix, but those talks have kind of haven't gone very far. What are some teams, Cam, that you think would be the best landing spot, or even the most likely where he's probably going to end up? Go ahead, Cam.
I mean, so when I look at the entire situation, man, I mean, he was suspended for those 7 games, and it cost him over $2 million in his salary. When you look at Miami as an entire organization, man, you're dealing with Pat Riley. Pat Riley is a no-nonsense type of individual. He runs a tight ship. He likes things done in decency and order, discipline, structure across the entire board. So, Jimmy Butler's really making the situation hard on himself. If I were him, I would just conform to what the system is about there, play, figure things out, and then move on later. Because him not playing is he's really hurting himself. And then what organization wants to bring on a person like that anyway?
Right.
If I'm a team, why would I bring him on as value added to my organization if he's not being a team player where he's at?
Well, now, he's always shown that he can do damage in the playoffs. You don't think the team out there, maybe with some experience, some mature guys that can take him?
As I said, the most probable place for him to fit would probably be Phoenix. With a mature team with those guys, he would fit well there with Durant and all those other guys. He would mesh well there. To me, okay. He wouldn't fit in a Boston or LA because those teams are already well developed. Okay, see, those guys already have the formula to win.
Give me an Eastern team then. You think you might work at? Do you have one? If you don't, that's fine. I'm just wondering.
I don't have an Eastern team. I don't at all.
Professor, your thoughts? I know you and Jake have gone back about Jimmy Butler and the Heat and how much of a threat they are to the Celtics. I know he always says they're afraid of the Heat, but I mean, without a Jimmy Butler, there's nothing to be afraid of, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, the Celtics are no longer afraid of the Heat. That big bad wolf left the barn a long, long time ago. That being said, while I will, even though we were all, in the military and still are, some of us, and I would never say that in every situation you should fully conform to the system and just take what's given. In most cases, sure, especially if you sign a contract. I do agree with that in that vein. But at the same time, there's a lot of times, and especially in the league, in the NBA, where athletes get unhappy, and athletes are empowered in the NBA to take control of their own situation. We've seen this done time after time after time with Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, James Harden, Anthony Davis, so on and so forth. This has been a trend for a long time now. And at this point, it should come to be expected. Now, does that make it right? No, you have a contract. You should play that contract out. Do I understand why he's upset? Because Pat Riley would not give him the extension that he was seeking? Sure, I completely understand that. And that's where negotiations and things like that come into play. And both sides are going to have their feelings about what they're worth. And the other side is going to, and this really comes into play during baseball when they do the compensation agreements every year.
Right.
Teams have to think about how bad the players are and why they don't want to pay them as much as they should, and vice versa. So if you feel like you deserve to be paid, or at least if you feel like you've given, and he has, let's be completely honest, he's given them a great run of years in which he not only won a championship, but kept them in the championship run year after year. So maybe he even thinks he's owed a little something from the organization. But as Canteen did astutely point out, that's not how Pat Riley does business. Pat Riley does not go off of what you want. Pat Riley will do what is best for the business. But on the other hand, if you get upset and you are not happy about the situation in the NBA, you are okay to voice those frustrations and force your way out of them. Again, I think when you sign a contract, you should probably stick there, but it's not like teams don't trade players all the time. They don't like their performance. So if you feel like you're not happy in the place and you're not going to be giving what's necessary for the team to win, or the team giving you what's necessary to succeed as a player and a human being, well, then you force your way out. Sometimes it's going to happen. And to answer your question about teams, the Suns are where he wants to go. It's going to be really hard because it'll have to be a 3, 4, or even 5-team trade to make it happen. And Bradley Beal will have to waive his no trade clause. But also another team, a sleeper team, possibly look out for the Warriors, looking to make a trade, possibly even the Lakers if they get desperate enough. I didn't actually have any East teams coming in that I had been hearing much about. But if you were somehow, and I don't know that this is possible, but I just got this idea when you asked for the East Coast team. If you could somehow swing a trade for him to get to New York, wow. I think that would be a great defensive unit that our
you said, Professor, you said the Knicks would be a good swing for him? The Knicks?
I mean, I would have to obviously look into who I just thought of it off the top of my head. I would have to look into who would have to trade it, and because the Knicks have a really good unit, you don't want to mess up a good thing.
Right.
But if you bring somebody in that plays at that high of a level, then again, now that I'm thinking about it, how are you going to make that work?
Right. You'd have to figure out who you're going to trade. You trade future assets. Right. Current assets,
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's hard.
I was thinking Milwaukee might be good. They could use him with Dame
that's a good one. Yeah.
And the Giannis. I thought that would be, if they could work some kind of trade there, I think that would definitely help Milwaukee.
Middleton. So maybe you trade Chris Middleton and for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Trade Chris Middleton and maybe one of their young players. Because you probably need a couple of players and maybe a draft pick or so, a future draft pick, or I don't know. Yeah, so I mean, Jimmy Butler's still he's not a spring chicken either. He's only got maybe 2 or 3 good years left. Who knows?
Maybe he wants to have it, like the money. I get it. I understand.
Right. And the only thing is, though, are those teams going to pay him what he wants? Right? He's used to being the guy on the team. If he's not the guy, and obviously Milwaukee, he's not going to be the guy.
Now,
go ahead, Ken.
Here's the thing, not to cut you off, Flo.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, if I'm Butler and I want to go to an organization or team that's winning or has the ability to vie for a championship,
right?
I'm gonna take a cut. I'm gonna take a cut for the ability to get a championship and get a ring. Okay. Let me prove myself. Let me show you what I'm capable of. We win a championship. Okay, let's re-up and let's try it again next year, and then you cut me a deal. Not me going in.
Go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were. No, go ahead. Finish, Ken. But
Finish your thought.
Not me coming in wanting a large lump sum and I ain't even brought that to the table and proved anything.
Right.
That doesn't make sense to me.
yeah,
How many
to
years
add
is on
to
his
that,
contract, Professor? Do we know?
I believe he only has this year and maybe next year. I'll just check to get you the answer. I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, because if it's only 1 year, maybe he could go to a contender. Huh? He has next year too?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
But I'll
because if he
check.
goes to a contender, maybe he's willing to take take a back seat to another guy and maybe go for a championship.
Well, the other thing I was going to say, Flo, to add to both you and Canton's points are, I think that contract is out the window. He wants
window,
to do
right?
that contract, and at this point, with his decline in play, right, and his age, growing,
Right.
father time never, fails. I don't know that he will necessarily be able to get anywhere near that contract from anyone, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
By the way,
So
signed a 3-year, $146 million contract with the Heat, who he will earn $49 million this season, and he holds a player option for next year, valued at $52.5 million. So he has a player option for $50 million, but he's so fed up that he wants to leave. That's crazy. He's leaving $50 million.
He crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, and he's just that unhappy. You know what I mean?
that's a lot of money, though. I don't know, Jake. Your thoughts? I know this is your guy.
I
This is
take
your
that
guy from the Heat,
million and say they're unhappy as hell. I don't-
right?
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that there can't be. I don't know if there. Maybe you think, Jake, there can be a reconciliation with the Heat, but it looks like it's inevitable. They're going to trade him. We're talking about where should he go, where could he go, and who's really going to get him. No one's going to give him an extension because he's probably going to go to a contender that's already got a star. What do you think, Jake?
I think they need to follow to what Jimmy Butler says. I think he's done far too much for this organization, from being bottom of the barrel and straight crap since LeBron left you and said you will not have another damn ring.
Mm.
He's actually taken this team 2 years into a finals with an under average team, not above average. You paid everything to help LeBron. You did nothing for him. His best player he got was Tyler Hero. All you did was he had Wade, he had Bosh, and I'm a LeBron fan, but he had the biggest players. You didn't give him shit.
You're
So
saying
absolutely,
the
I
Heat
do
owe him?
believe hell yeah. And this is what happens and there's a team out there in the NFL. I know who we're talking about. As owners get older and general managers get older, they start thinking of the past that it's the old ways. It's not,
Right.
buddy. And especially in the NBA, we've learned this from the get-go. The superstars control the league. If you get a superstar, they make your team great. That's the only time you become champion. It's not the NFL. It's not the NFL at all. The NFL you can build up. You need superstars eventually to control your team in the NBA. So absolutely, Jimmy Butler deserves exactly what he wants. And I would take, if I'm him, I tell them, guys, I want contenders with me automatically. Do not trade me to a bum team after what I've done for your franchise the past 7
Doesn't
years.
he have that kind he doesn't have that kind of control there, does he?
I'll tell you this right now. Then Pat Riley is going to see him sit there and not get money for him.
Yo,
Honest, pay the spade.
Yeah, I see it
Dust
now.
on
Hold on, man. Hold on, Flo.
Oh, this is my garage.
Yo, that's hilarious.
G-Pig, man, don't be looking at people. See, that's why I have this background, so no one looks at my background and tell me stuff.
No.
Everybody's got that.
You
G-Pig.
enjoyed the whole time you lived there.
Hey, Jake. So, Jake, what? I don't think it's gonna be. You can reconcile this. I think they're gonna trade him. It's inevitable. Where does he go? What's the best fit for him at this point?
If I'm him, I go to Phoenix. And I don't want him to go to Phoenix.
Right.
Me personally don't want to go to Phoenix because you're
I
practically
don't know if they
carrying
can work that deal.
an overrated Rudy Gay, as I've always said. Kevin Durant's Rudy Gay of this era. And then you got to deal with the whole aspect
Rudy
of
Gay,
they don't play
listen.
defense over
You
there.
know, I'm the Rudy Gay of this era. Kevin Durant is out
He
here.
has become an overrated Rudy
Top
Gay.
10 player
Got
all time, probably.
He's been an above average Rudy Gay his last half of his career. I'll call a spade a spade. He has done nothing to change
Rudy
it,
Gay.
in my opinion. As I
Wow.
said,
The disrespect.
I do that Me personally, I would go to.
Bruh.
Let me tell you something, man. There's some teams out there that you could really try. I know.
I was thinking about the Bucks would be great, or Dallas.
Well, I'll say this: if I could stay in the East, go to the Knicks or something, I can compete against the Celtics. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I would do that in a heartbeat.
But what could the Knicks give up? I'm trying to figure out who they would give up. I mean, they just brought in some new players.
Hey, Miami, check whatever you can grab, buddy, because I'm sitting on the bench till then.
He's back. They ain't bringing him back. I don't think this time.
I don't think so. I mean, the trade deadline's coming up. If nothing happens by the trade deadline, though, Professor, what do you think? Does he just sit the bench?
They said they suspended him indefinitely and for no less than 5 games.
But so you think by the trade deadline that he'll be gone?
Gone.
Okay.
Gone in a heartbeat.
All right.
I want to say G-Pick. Hey, so what I was trying to say is that the kid that pulled the card, though, I believe he's in California, and I believe he's not even a Pirates fan. Those tickets aren't worth anything to him because he wouldn't.
A complete waste rate. A complete waste rate.
He said he could sell them though. He could just sell them.
You could get the $1 million, maybe that's worth, or it's probably not $1 million, but $500,000 and put it into stocks or into bonds and get it.
Right, maybe
they make money off it that way and make more.
Okay,
how you look at it.
That's fair. Okay, so let's go another topic I wanted to bring up. One of the professor's favorite topics here. The Boston Celtics.
Here we go.
So, Professor, let me lay this out. I'll let Can go first. But so this is how they've looked: 19-4, first 22 games, 13-11 since December. Their last 24 games, they're really struggling. Here's the other thing, Professor. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, both of their minutes are up from last year. They're struggling. It seems like they're showing signs of fatigue, even though they're playing more minutes. They're not doing well the second part of the season that they've played. Should they be worried, Can, with this? Seems like they're playing a little too much one-on-one, not enough spacing, too much, dribbling and one-on-one stuff. I don't know if that's a winning formula in the playoffs. You got to have a little more ball movement.
For me, Flo, man.
What do you think?
Man, as I stated, man, I mean, these guys got up until February 14th. They need to ball out until February 14th through the 16th All-Star Weekend. Once All-Star Weekend hits, then after that, that's when these guys got to really go all gas, no brakes. Because after that, you got about a month and a half up until April, and that's when they separate the men from the boys when it comes playoff time. Now, right now, Cleveland Cavaliers are in first place. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that the Boston Celtics are 5.5 games behind.
And their stars are playing more minutes, Can. The stars are playing more minutes. The stars are playing more minutes. They're 2 stars. That's not a concern for them?
Just self-improvement. I think they'll be fine, bro. I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
I think they'll kick in gear, man.
I want to hear hot take Jake in a minute, but see if he comes back.
Go ahead and let hot take go now. I'll go last for my team. Let's take.
I'm trying to figure out where he's at. You see him?
But then, like I said, you got the Cavaliers at 37-9, Celtics at 32-15.
Well, here's my thing, Can.
Go ahead.
I'll kind of give my pick, my kind of my thoughts, because if you're up in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum's minutes from last year and they're still struggling at this point, what do you do? I think that's not a good thing because you're going to run into the playoffs and these guys are going to be worn out. I don't think they're used to playing the minutes that they're playing, they, at least not in the recent past. And now you're playing them harder, longer minutes. I don't know that that's a winning formula for them. They do a lot of one-on-one stuff. They continue to shoot threes, lots of threes, or kind of live and die by the three. And that's very easily, you can very easily die by the three if you're not hitting. So I don't know. They're struggling right now. And Professor, he doesn't seem to be worried. You have any indications that any of the fans are worried about this sluggish second half of the season?
You're not stressed, are you, Omar? You cool.
I don't have to. I'm as cool as Jaden Daniels in the NFC playoffs. I'm sorry, Joe. This is what I like to call a mid-season malaise, my friends. Okay,
Oh,
this is
mid-season malaise.
hangover.
Nice.
All
Okay.
this, because even my friends, when you look at where they lost 4 out of 7 games, or where they went
Mhm.
with kids,
They just lost to the Lakers.
okay, it was in LA, and it was a back-to-back after they played the Clippers in a really tough game. Look, I'm not here to make excuses. Every team is going to lose games every season. Every team is going to go to a tough stretch. You are right. They shoot way too many threes. And that is something that if you are having an off night, you're going to lose those games. But if you're on, you are the majority of the time, they win those games. Now, yes, in their losing streak and in their little rough patch that they've had recently, their three-point shooting has been down. Their defense has regressed. Their free throw shooting has regressed. But again, my friend, I attribute all of these things to a little bit of a mid-season malaise. And so I agree with Canteen. I am not worried. Now, if you come to me after the All-Star break,
okay.
If you come to me a couple weeks after the All-Star break, maybe mid-March-ish, and we're still playing like this and we don't get it together, I'll start to be a little concerned. But my thing is that even with the down rough patch that we've had and the little losing streak that we had, our peripherals, our rankings, our defensive and offensive efficiency were still in the top 10. So we were playing tougher games, we were having down games, but our team in general is still the best team in the league. They just are playing with a little bit of somberness, a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of are we challenging ourselves enough? A little bit of
so you think it's
back to too much ISO with JT and JB. They need to go back to passing the ball more. I agree.
Do you think maybe Professor, as they're trying to repeat, this is a little bit of that kind of just trying to get through the season and just get to the playoffs, and that's all we care about at this point. They're trying to stay motivated just to get to the playoffs.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, they're trying to find any way to stay motivated. When you are the best team in the league and you are the championship, you are the champions of the league, it is very easy to.
What's up, champ?
Right there, Flo.
I wish Clubber D was in the chat to remind me. But actually, Flo is. You probably know because you're a boxing fan. There was a boxer, I don't remember, he was in the 80s. But he said, it's really tough to want to wake up and go to training camp when you're sleeping in silk sheets. You know what I mean? So if you are the champions and you are comfy, sometimes a little kick in the ass to get you going. And that's all.
To get you in gear, to get you going.
Right.
To get you going.
I want to say it was.
Thank you, champ. Appreciate it. And that's another point. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Porzingis just got back 2 weeks ago. Brown was in for a little bit. So, the whole team, the starting 5 has not even played more than, I believe, like a combined, they've only played for now 2 weeks together, so they probably played a combined maybe 100, 200 minutes over the season. So that's also something.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, like you said, when is the last repeat we've had? It's been a while, right?
Oh, you know what I'm about to say.
I think it was Marvin Hagler. Ask Clever D.
You're right. Yeah.
I think it was Marvin Hagler.
Clubber.
Oh, hey, there you go. I see it. Yeah.
Clubber D.
Hey, see, I know a few things about the 80s. What's up, Clubber? Okay, there's Jake back. So, your thoughts on the Celtics? You saw the graphic, I hope, but they're struggling the second half. The second, basically, 13-11 in the last 24 games. And the professor says there is no concern from Celtics land, and unless this continues into after the All-Star break, this is when he'll be concerned. Right now, he thinks they're just trying to get through the season, get to the playoffs. They're trying to stay motivated. What are your thoughts, Jake?
I think the pressure's starting to get to them. Let me tell you why.
Ooh, pressure.
They know that that they lucked out of a championship win. Boy, did you talk about the luckiest championship you've ever seen in years. Let me call that a spade a spade.
You talking about last year? You said last year championship?
When you won the damn little kid Disney Bubble Championship. Stop it with
Omar,
that.
stop crashing out. Let the master talk. Let me tell you something. This is how scary it's about to be for you.
Oh, it's scary. Scary.
I'm telling you right now. The thing is, Jason Tatum, this is no doubt in my mind.
Okay.
Jason Tatum better, more than anything in the world, show up this year, and he better, if he goes to the finals or in the Eastern Conference Finals, they better go to the Eastern Conference Finals no matter what.
Yes,
But
sir.
he better be the best player on there because he has a Klay Thompson syndrome. What I mean by that, guys, is he is on the borderline for being automatically being known as the number 2, a star player at most. No superstar for me.
What
you
are you
have to
talking
show up and show out. No.
Oh,
He's not a superstar?
28, 9, and 6, yo. What are you talking about
Flo,
right now?
Flo and
Boy,
Canteen,
yeah.
hear me out. Before
Wow.
Steph Curry won that last ring,
I'm
without hold on, when Steph Curry had not won that last ring and he had no MVP, Finals MVP, we killed him for
That's
not
true.
being there, for having
That's
somebody else carry in the finals.
That's
Jason
fair.
Tatum, you're on the damn clock. You want to show me that you're the real guy and you won that ring? Show it to me. I'm tired of hearing he wanted to mimic damn Kevin Garnett at the end of that damn game. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't even make up his own damn championship parade.
Wow.
Image of his own. Then he over there, cringy, having a Kanye West moment. I guess we'll never know. Shut up, man. Make your own movements. Make your own moments. Show me that you deserve to be a superstar in this league and stop being carried by Jaylen Brown.
What does that have to do with a champion?
Wow.
It's averaging
Because
almost-
right now, Omar, he's about to be on the brink of being known as a star player. And I know this for a fact. The pressure is mounting. It's one thing to win a lucky ring. To win it 2
Lucky
times in a
ring.
row, that's
Lucky
special.
ring.
if it wasn't
That's
for Jokic and SGA having the seasons they are now, Tatum would be your MVP.
Oh, stop. This guy's reaching.
Hey, so and the one thing I mentioned, you were still trying to get back in, Jake. I told Omar that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum's minutes are up from last season. At this point, is that a concern? Are they going to start to wear out as they go into the playoffs? And Omar said no.
No. What saves their ass is the East is so damn cheap, and there's nobody there. Their toughest opponent is Jimmy
Milwaukee.
Buckets, and he's not even playing right now. So that's all they got to worry about. They got nothing to worry about.
You had no faith in the Cavs? The Cavs look good.
I told you what the Cavs are to me. They're the 2010s Atlanta Hawks. Remember those Atlanta Hawks teams that LeBron had to sweep?
Don't do that.
That they looked. They got the 1 seed one of those years, and everybody was like, "Hey man, what do you think of the Hawks?" No, I've never taken the Cavs serious.
That's what you do. You try to throw shade on other folk team, man. That's what you
I call
do.
spades a spades.
I don't know. The
Come on, man.
Cavs would have been pretty this
Stop,
good.
bro.
Or this
I'm
good
telling you
last
right
year
now,
if
Flo,
they hadn't had
they're
all the
afraid of
injuries.
one team and one
They
team
had a lot of
only.
injuries.
They don't want to see Denver. If they see Denver, it's a smack in the face, and they know it too. They
What
can't
about the
beat
Knicks?
Denver.
The Knicks look pretty good.
The Knicks look decent
The
too.
Knicks are a star player. If they get Jimmy, I got you. They still
they
need
got
one more
Brunson.
piece.
I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
Brunson or go home.
They got
Zach,
Mikal
you
Bridges.
You talking crazy, man?
He's
Plus
average,
they
bro.
got Karl Anthony Towns. He looks good with that team. Karl Anthony Towns has made a difference there.
Cat. Okay, who's the number 2? We know
Cat.
Jalen Brunson's number 1. Who's number 2?
I would say Cat.
You don't win a championship with Cat being your number 2. If he's a solid 4, your 4th best option, that's what makes you elite.
Or either that or OG on a newbie.
I'm telling you right now. He needs to be
You
your
don't
4th best option,
He-
not your second. If he's your second,
He has
you-
15 points. I mean, he's averaging 25 points. Is Cat?
Jake, you crazy, man.
they got the Knicks. The Knicks play defense. The thing
Yeah.
is their offense
that's
gets
pretty
very
good.
stale after Jalen Brunson cannot stay hot. That's the bad thing about
Okay.
them.
Okay. All right, so let's look at the West here. The Thunder, they seem to be the favorites right now, but they're I like to call them the frisky Houston Rockets. The ex-Boston Celtics coach, he seems to be a great coach. I don't know, Omar,
he's done well.
Do you think they made a big mistake letting him go? But, man, he has the Rockets playing really well, a young team.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts, any challengers to the Thunder besides maybe the Rockets? The Nuggets are starting to look better. Your thoughts on some things going on in the West canteen?
Here's the thing, man. I think that we've allowed people's personal scandals and people's personal defects to get in the way of their professionalism. I think he would have done well if he had stayed at Boston. He's a great coach, but then, like I said, personal, you don't mix business with pleasure. So as you can see, by them getting rid of him, he showed up to the occasion. The Rockets are 31-14. They're in second place in the West. That speaks volumes about the organization, Flo.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
it speaks high of them.
Is it Amen Thompson? He said he had a Kobe moment. He felt like Kobe there, winning that last second shot. Amen Thompson. Is it Thompson?
Oh no. Oh, Thompson.
He had that Amen Thompson. He had that last second shot where he beat the Celtics.
Jaylen Brown stumbled a little back. He hit the little jumper to win the game. Okay. We get it. You won a game by 2 points. Be very happy.
Like Kobe. Could that be a turning point for him?
I mean, who cares? We're out here blowing out teams by 25, and you're asking if we're having a bad season, but you're worried about this team winning by 2 points. Look, the Rockets get their props, right? Rockets are a great team. Ime Udoka, great coach. Am I sad and think we made a mistake? No. He did something he shouldn't have done. It got put out in the open. Do I believe that it should have got put out in the open? No. I believe people can mind their business. But somehow it got out there, and when the cat is out the bag, well, you got to somehow get the cat back in the damn bag. And how you do that is getting rid of the coach. We have an even better coach now. Joe Mazzulla, I believe, is a better coach than Ime Udoka and fits our team better. That being said, Ime Udoka, great coach, went over and proved that he's a good coach with the Rockets. They have now beat the Cavs twice, and as you mentioned, they beat my Celtics 2 nights ago. So that is, or last night, excuse me. So that is 3 wins over the top 2 teams in the East over the past year. Amen Thompson is playing a lot better. He recorded his first career triple-double on Saturday when Donovan Mitchell was his primary defender. So, yes, these young players are getting better, and Ime Udoka knows how to coach young teams to their potential. That being said,
and the caveat on the professor, he knows how to develop the young players. Development.
Right.
But the thing with young players is, can you continue to have the young players play well deep into the season, and even more importantly, when it's crunch time in the playoffs? And we'll get a preview of that coming up into the All-Star break, because the Rockets, because their game got postponed in Atlanta, was rescheduled for Tuesday. They have 4 back-to-backs between now and the All-Star break. So we will see where they really stand after that.
So who's your team to challenge possibly the Thunder in the West, Professor?
Yeah, I had that. My power rankings had the Memphis 2 and Houston 3. But after watching Houston win these 2 games against the Cavs and the 1 game against the Celtics, and after watching the Grizzlies have a pretty little rough schedule there the past week, after having a very soft schedule early in the season, I'm starting to lose a little bit of confidence in them, especially because Marcus Smart is hurt again, and pretty much just carrying that team as Zach isn't really playing up to Rookie of the Year standard.
Okay. Your thoughts, Jake? I know you want to hit the Lakers too, but your thoughts on who's going to challenge the Thunder in the West?
I think right now you have to. I don't see why are we believing in the Rockets? It's so fast. They're too young. I don't know why we fall for this every season.
The world coach.
No, you can be well coached all you want. These guys are as young as babies right now. They don't know crap. Sorry, I don't take you seriously. It's the facts on facts. Yeah, we'll get out of here. Yeah, I do. As I said, think about this. And really think about this. There to help. Hey, if you think Bridges is going to help him win a chip, you're crazy. Golly, man. That guy's drunk. I can tell right there off of that damn message. As I said, Look,
You talking to your fellow Broncos fan like that? You talking to your fellow Ponies fan?
Nuggets
Why
are
y'all
the best team that would challenge them.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to go crazy. We know what my Lakers are doing right now. I love what's going on over there. The Rockets are so athletic. Let me tell you something. When you're young like that, how much I want to make a bet this team's out in the first round?
The Lakers don't do it. Get another piece. They're not even going to make the play-in game.
What are you talking about? They just won 4 straight. Anthony Davis is on a tear right now.
They always hype us up by a little winning streak, and then all of a
They're
sudden
not looking like them Celtics over there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
They
but
don't
2 of
look
those
like
wins were
Boston
against the
idiots.
Wizards and the Hornets. So 2 of those wins were against the Wizards and the Hornets. And
Hey,
the
all I know is
struggling
Anthony
Warriors.
Davis is showing you what he can do. Be a leader. All I'm telling
Okay.
you. Be ready.
Okay.
And hold on. Anthony
Okay.
Edwards is showing up, bro. I'm telling you, that boy is starting to scare people. He's getting up there.
Scare people.
Once he figures out the double team, and I think he already is, I think he's about. They're going to be a very scary out. Watch.
So who's the Timberwolves number 2 guy? I mean, who's going to be there to help him out?
I think when you have a superstar like that, that's a real superstar.
So you don't think he need nobody?
That's a Kobe with a Pau Gasol where you didn't need another
Everybody
star
needs a
around.
number-
You just need a
everybody
little
needs a
star
2.
around you.
Everyone needs that guy, that number 2 guy that's going to help him score.
Rudy Gobert can help him defensively. That's all
That's
I need.
it?
That's it.
Give him Rudy Gobert.
I don't think they can make a run with just Anthony.
Him and Gobert.
If they want to admit their follies and their avalanche of mistakes that got them to this point, with their imaginative and creative roster building that had them go out and trade 4 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert, who, by all measures, has turned to be a great trade for them since he's been the defensive player of the year a couple times. But
absolutely,
yeah, he's averaging 10 and 10, so he's giving them defense and rebounds.
Sure.
So.
But when they did that, they also compromised the ability of Cat to succeed, which is why then they had to trade Cat. And now what they get back? Julius Randle, who hasn't really done nothing, maybe a 4th option at best at this point, and Dante DiVincenzo, who's hurt. So basically, they traded their second best player away for 2 players who have not helped.
Julius Randle's averaging 19 points a game. That's not bad. He's averaging 19 points a game and 7 rebounds. So he's not like a bust.
No, he's not a bust. Never said he was.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any thoughts on the West side, or you were going to talk about the Lakers? I know you want to talk about him.
Have a better surrounding cast. I would say the Knicks have a better surrounding cast than the Timberwolves, though, champ. That's what I would say. When you take Jalen Brunson, OG.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Is he trying to tell me Jalen Brunson is as good as Anthony Edwards right now? That's what I mean by that.
But no. What he's saying, that he's saying the Knicks got a better supporting cast.
All
than
Edwards.
That Anthony Edwards has.
Right, and what I'm saying is there's a superstar in Anthony Edwards. There ain't no damn superstar. That's a star over there in New York. I'm not hearing that crap. He don't play defense the way that boy does.
Okay. So, but he does it on both sides.
Look at what he says here. The Thunder. Remember how many picks they have. They have accumulated hordes of 1st and 2nd round picks that they can.
You see how I don't laugh at the Thunder anymore? Do you see how I don't laugh at the Thunder anymore? Because they've aged. That's what I mean. Remember, I didn't pick the Thunder the past 2 years. They were too young. That's all I'm saying about the Rockets. They're exactly the Thunder of 2 years ago when everybody was thinking, oh man, the Thunder are in the top 2 seeds. But we never took them seriously because you have to go through those growing pains. You have to crawl before you walk. Now the Thunder are starting to show me with experience they can be a legitimate threat in the NBA Finals and make it there and actually be a champion. Absolutely.
Well, they definitely have to get Chet healthy. I don't think they can make a run without Chet.
No, they can't. Well, he's coming back. Hopefully, I think in the next week. I believe. If not, they may bring him back after the All-Star break. But I think that SGA is a alpha dog like Edwards who can carry a team. But obviously, yes, getting Chet back would make them that much better as him.
Okay. And then they have Jalen Williams. He's a second year out of Santa Clara. He's 21, averaging 21 points a game. He's giving them some scoring at the power forward. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, they seem like they have a deep team. Like they have a lot of people who contribute to their success, along with SGA being kind of the leader of that team.
So, Flo,
Yeah.
Not to cut you off. I don't know if we're about to wrap the basketball situation up, man.
No, go ahead. Yeah, we're about to get in there.
Guys, if you had to pick two teams right now, just lay on the table, who would you guys rock with right now? If the season ended today, two teams that you felt that could go the distance right now.
From each one from each conference.
One from each conference.
You're talking about 2 and 2.
Yeah, one from each conference.
Right now, that's early. That's really early.
I won't be a homer and choose my Celtics, but I would say then if I couldn't choose the Celtics, I would go with the Knicks and the Thunder.
Okay. I'm just asking, I'm not gonna put my bias. I'm just asking you all. I just want to see where y'all.
What do you think, Jake? I know you put the Lakers in there probably.
No, right now I have the Nuggets. Right now, the Nuggets scare me the most.
Okay.
And then on the East,
I would have to say the Celtics because there's nobody in the East right now.
Yeah, I love you. Yeah,
he rolled his eyes. I like the Cavs. I like what the Cavs are doing.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with the Cavs. I think that they're for real.
Yeah, I'm with Jake.
I think they're for real. I like Donovan Mitchell, what he's doing. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. I like all these guys. I think they're playing really well together. They can stay healthy. Their stars can stay healthy. I think they can make a little bit of a push there. It'd be between them and the Celtics. I think the Celtics still got the pole position, so to speak, as the defending champions. I'll give them some deference because of that. But I think also I like the Thunder over in the West, though. I think the Thunder are for real. That they're finally I like what Jake said. They were young, and I think now this is their time to go and make a run. They'll probably end up being them and the Nuggets at this point. But I think the Thunder are for real right now, and they could make a run to the conference championship. They're first in a long since KD left.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Rudy Gay of the West.
No, don't do that.
I ain't done nothing since he left the Warriors.
All right. Any final thoughts on the NBA?
Done a damn thing.
No, sir.
No.
All right. So real quick,
Just a bit of a mid. Hey, just a little malaise, my friend. I just like saying the word
malaise. Okay. All right. So as we move on to the NFL, let's talk a little bit. Last week, or when was it? Sunday Surge. We kind of mentioned this a little bit, and you guys can tell. We don't have to take too much time on it, but Professor, you're the one that put in, about the tush push. Briefly talked about, should we ban the tush push? What should we do? I think, and I thought about it for a little while. For me, I think maybe the first step, instead of just outright banning it, is allowing the defense to do the same thing, because they can't push from behind. They can't stack the line and push from behind. Why don't you allow, if they're set up in that kind of formation, allow the defense to do the same? And I think that will kind of alleviate. I don't think they'll be as successful if you kind of match, kind of weight for weight, and kind of the same type of formation. If they're allowed to do something similar to push from their side, I think that you kind of evens things out, and then people will quit doing it as much. I mean, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
I mean, for me, man,
because it is an ugly play.
It is, and man, like I said, my mind keeps winding back over and over and over that one play that occurred in that game. Man, they ran the play like 3 or 4 times, and then they put the threat out about that if they didn't stop doing certain things, that they were gonna let them score a touchdown. They're gonna call it all those penalties and different things like that, man. So I don't know. I think that they'll regroup and go over to something like that when they have like the NFL, when they bring all the owners and stuff together, when they have like the big NFL meetings, and kind of regroup and talk about that, man. I don't even and not to circumvent from what I'm talking about right there, Flo. The whole kickoff rule is stupid too.
Okay, you don't like the
kickoff rule is stupid.
Okay, you don't like that. Okay,
no.
That's fair. But your thoughts on me allowing the defense to do a tush push, so to speak, on their side?
Oh man,
you don't think that works? You don't think that'll help alleviate? Because if you're able to kind of stop it, slow it down, I think people will quit doing that as much. What do you think, Professor?
Yeah, I would actually have to see the mechanics behind it, see the physics behind it. I'm sure that they could do a quick study using the computer and using the weight of average linemen against each other to see how the physics would be. Because what happens with the tush push is a lot of those offensive linemen are getting so deep and underneath their defenders and pushing up. When the running back or the fullback pushes on the back of Jalen Hurts, it's very easy.
Tight end.
Just lean over, or a tight end, just lean over the top right and get that arm over. And at this point, I am in full and wholehearted belief that this is now. And I thought it was last year when they got away with it so much and they did it so many times, and I was like, okay, but why is it that other teams can't replicate that on offense? And we've seen other teams try to, and they have limited success. So to me, that means that there's more to this than what should be legally possible.
Correct.
I believe that this is a little bit of I don't want to say cheating because it's in the rules that you can do it, or it's not against the rules at least. But I think in the spirit of the game of football, in the spirit of fair play, I think that play is pretty much cheating because you're basically giving the offense everything they need to get a touchdown and not allowing the defense any option to stop the play. And when you stop things like a person trying to time their jump over the line, no matter how annoying you may think that is, Mr. Hockley, or yes, it is in the rules that you can award a touchdown, but you really look like a jackass if you did that. It hasn't been done since the 1959 Cotton Bowl. Stop. Something's got to be done. I don't know about the physics of what you're talking about, Flo. If I was a team, I would definitely be trying that, especially since it's not against the rules.
But I don't think the defense is allowed to do that. I don't think they're allowed to push from the. That's what I'm saying. They should allow in the rules for the defense to counter.
What I think is more that it's along the lines of what everybody's saying and what Canteen said. When they go back into these NFL owners meetings, they need to be able for the offense to do the same thing.
Like, not to cut you off, Flo, but they need to like really evaluate the entire game and look at what's major, what's minor, and just evaluate the entire game, man.
Okay. And your thoughts on the kickoff rule that Professor that Ken doesn't like?
Okay, so I get why they changed the kickoff. Everybody does, because CTE and head injuries and concussions, completely understand. But at this point, when only like 5% of your kicks are being returned and most of them are being fair caught or going for touchdowns, then what is really the point? Either have the kickoff in full or just give them the ball starting at the 20-30 yard line and call it a day.
Yeah.
Right. Could they make an adjustment and say make the landing zone bigger, like extend it to the end zone?
You would have to. You would have to bring the defense closer, like maybe 5 yards closer, to where the receiving team can actually have time to block. Because right now the first defenders are like 10 yards away. That gives them a running start, which can allow them to tackle the returner. If you want the returner to actually have a chance to return the ball, you need to allow those receiving team people to get their hands on the defenders, which you can only do if you're close enough.
Right. Okay. Jake?
Here's what I'll say on the whole Eagle thing. Let me tell you something, guys. And I had to talk this with my friends, and they brought up a good point. Let me tell you something. Yeah, you're damn right I do, Omar.
Wow.
Let me add this in, guys.
It's crazy, man.
On Sunday, I was thinking, it hurts the NFL in a way. But really, does it?
It does.
Omar just brought up a point. Omar said, no other team has figured this out. Mind you, think about this. When Steph Curry and Klay Thompson changed the game and started hitting threes from everywhere, did we go up to the Warriors and say, guys, you're cheating a little bit. Y'all know how to make threes. Nobody else does. We're going to go ahead and move that three-point line more farther away because you're cheating too much. No, we're not doing that at all. Here's why, Omar. Because nobody else in the league can do exactly what they do. I'm sorry. They figured out a system. They're the only team to have a quarterback that's 5'11", that can squat 600 pounds. They have a running back that can push him like no other. And they have a tight end just as strong. That's why this should not be banned. The Eagles are the only team that have mastered this. Hell, you got a 6'6" quarterback that couldn't get a damn yard over there in Buffalo this past weekend trying to do the same thing.
Not the yard.
Well, they have a different style of they're kind of more upright.
I'm sorry, guys. You got to sit with it the same way we got to sit with the changes of how the offense has an advantage It's the same way that the Eagles is established. It's smart as hell. They don't play 1st and 10 like everybody else. They play 1st and 8 because they know they have a play that they can figure out and outsmart you with. You got to give credit where credit's due. I'm sorry.
Correct. Yeah.
Any thoughts on the kickoff kick?
Oh, I think they should take it away completely. I would make it another. I would do the 4th down and 20, and you get the ball back. I would do that no matter what.
Give them the
extra play
to kick off, or do a 4th and 20. Is it?
No,
well, that's the onside rule. That would be more of an onside rule, but
I would either do that or I would do that more.
What about just the regular kickoff the way it is now? They have a landing zone and all that.
I think that the play has died down. There's no excitement no more into it. So either you do the onside kick type of, which is that 4th and 20, I think that they've kind of told about, or you just start at the 25.
The XFL does that, I think. XFL has that's one of their rules. Yeah. Okay.
Not only that, the XFL has a damn ball that tells you if they hit the first down. Why is the NFL so basic and still waiting on the damn change? Give me a damn ball that tells me what's first down. Right. Because that's bullcrap.
I agree. If we have this technology, which the XFL does
use
have,
it, NFL. You're the smartest. You're the smartest league in out of all the leagues. Make the most money, and y'all can't figure that out yet.
That's even worse. They got the most money and still won't even do it. That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, if tennis could do it, tennis does it, and it seems to work out pretty good. I don't know. The NFL should be able to do something like that.
They should have done that because we would have figured that out. Josh Allen thing, after all.
I don't think he made it. So anyway. All right, so let's go. So the Bills and the Ravens kind of were the favorites kind of going in along with the Chiefs late into the season. So here's kind of my question for you guys. So who out of Lamar and Josh will be the next to kind of get over the hump? Because they both kind of, or will it just be Mahomes, and it's just his to lose? Will it be maybe Burrow? Who's the next guy to make it to the Super Bowl out of those quarterbacks? Those kind of, because most of the big star quarterbacks are in the AFC. Who do you think is going to break through and make the Super Bowl? Will Burrow go back again? Will Lamar or Josh finally break through? What are your thoughts, Ken?
So I think the Bills have lost 4 out of 6 times to the Chiefs in the last 6 times they played them.
They're 0-4 in the playoffs.
Was that?
They're 0-4 in the playoffs. They're 4-1 in the regular season.
Yeah, so that's bad, man. And I think the Bills play really, really phenomenal throughout the duration of the regular season, but they cannot get over the hump. Lamar Jackson, they're kind of in the same boat. They do well, and they both get to the playoffs, but it's like Mahomes is on a whole different platform. And Andy Reid has a scheme. Andy Reid has a game plan. Andy Reid coaches in such a way that propels his team to find ways to win, man. If I had to pick one. If I had to pick one of those guys that I think that'll win a Super Bowl
or get to a Super Bowl at least,
I gotta go Lamar. I gotta go Lamar.
Lamar's gonna be the first one.
Yeah, Lamar.
And tell me why. What's your biggest reason?
So when you look at the NFC,
you drive the Honda. I'm just messing.
Look, Flo. You got to stop trying to downplay that, brother.
No, go ahead. Just give me some reasons why you think Lamar would be the.
You be trying.
I'm just saying. I'm just.
See what happens.
Distractions,
Lamar
man.
drives a Honda Accord.
All right, man. So when you look at the AFC North, man, I mean, you look at. We don't really know the fate of Pittsburgh at this point. We don't know if Russell Wilson's going to stay there. Russell Wilson may end up moving because
So you would pick him over Burrow?
Who?
Lamar to get to the Super Bowl over Burrow, and that because they have the same division. That's all.
It's hard to say, Flo, because like I said, look, Burrow started out strong, but Burrow started out bad, and they picked up, and then they kind of tanked too. It's hard.
Well, I mean, he didn't. He played well. There's a defense that let him down this year,
and his numbers were good.
His numbers were great.
So it's.
You still got Lamar just because you like him, or what? What do you think?
If Lamar, Todd Monken, and Harbaugh, if they can get it in gear, I think they can win a Super Bowl, man.
So you think it's more Lamar underperforming in the playoffs, Ken, or you think it's more the coaching letting them down?
Coaching.
Okay. You put on the
coaching, man. There ain't no way they have good seasons I think they won the division, right? They won the division, AFC North.
Right.
And they go through this cycle repeatedly, man, and not win. That's to me, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. All right, Professor, your thoughts on who do you think and why do you think that person will break through? Give me some thoughts on your reasons for who do you like to break through?
I will not allow the disparagement.
Yeah, that's total disrespect.
Entertainment
of Lamar Jackson. That is ridiculous. I do not allow that. I'm turning that out. All right.
Maybe Peyton Manning. Maybe you could say he's Peyton Manning until he broke through.
This is easy for me. First of all, the question was who would be the first to make the Super Bowl? You didn't say who would win.
Other than Mahomes. Yeah, the first to make the Super Bowl other than Mahomes, or will Burrow be the one that kind of goes back?
No, this is easy. First of all, the Bills, as good as Josh Allen is, have proven that they still need more pieces around him, especially on the offensive side. And
part of it, what organization do you trust to give him the pieces to next year?
Right. Okay.
So part of that is organization.
Okay, I agree. And then if you look at Joe Burrow, I'm going to let Jake handle that because I know he'll astutely vote for him. But if you're looking at me, if they're going to lose T. Higgins and their offensive line is still not healthy and the defense still needs building, okay, now you're telling me you still need two teams that still need building. But when I look at Baltimore, I look at a complete team. The only thing really they could use, honestly, at this point is a number one cornerback in the secondary and a number one receiver. And even then, they got enough number twos that they can get by. And they still have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and with another Todd Monken and Lamar Jackson together. I believe Baltimore can make it next year before any other team. Now, that's what the question was. You didn't say if they would win or not. You just said
if they would make it. Yeah.
So
Okay. So what do you attribute that, Jake? Or Professor, what do you attribute the lack of success in the playoffs? Is it more Lamar tightening up? Is it more just bad play calling, bad preparation by the coaches? What do you attribute the lack of success in the playoffs? Because they seem to win a game and then somehow they don't play as well. The next game or sometimes even the first game, they just seem to not play as well. Lamar as well.
If we're looking at this honestly, and you're looking at the involvement of the Ravens in the playoffs, then yes, this year would be called an issue with coaching. We know that they should have been running the ball with Derrick Henry. We know that they should have probably designed even more runs for Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Harbaugh should have picked up some defensive players in the offseason. They should have held on to Patrick Queen. All things that are roster-building, coaching maneuvers. Okay. But before that, in the first 2 years of the Ravens' failures, I would have put it on Lamar for just not being a full-blown great quarterback yet. He was still developing. So in the early stages, I would have put it on Lamar. This year, I'm definitely putting it on coaching. And if everything can come together next year, the Baltimore Ravens can win the championship.
Okay, but
you think they can pull it off, Professor, next year?
I might.
I feel like, Professor, this was their year. They had a healthy Derrick Henry. Who knows what happens to him next year? We know the running backs, once they hit that 30 mark, they start to dwindle. But maybe he's an exception. Man. But this was a year he stayed healthy. They had a great running game with Lamar even running the ball, and for some reason they decided to kind of abandon that. He didn't even have that many kind of designed runs for Lamar against the Bills, which surprised me as well when they did that in the first game. But your thoughts, Jake? Who do you think breaks through? You're probably going to say Burrow, but I'm not sure.
Well, here's my whole point. The thing is Mahomes has had the luck of having an Andy Reid next to him. Oh, no. Let's put a spade on this.
Look.
Let me tell you this. Andy Reid is the exact factor of why they're winning this the whole way through. I believe Mahomes is as close to them, if not for Andy Reid. Andy Reid is such strategically smarter than the other two head coaches, especially the one in Baltimore and the one in Buffalo. I'm sorry, until you get an offensive genius to match him, you're not going to keep up with these guys. Let me tell you something. Drew Brees was on the Herd the other day, and he literally said it specifically. He said, guys, Andy Reid waits till the final act to show you his greatest poker play. He motioned 2 wide receivers to the left. The Buffalo Bills got worried as hell. They went right over there. He put Perrine, their running back, their backup running back that they hadn't thrown the ball to all day. They put him underneath on a flat route and let those 2 motion wide receivers run up and give him the open space he needed for a first down to win the game. That's what I mean by you wait till your best plays. Not only that, their defensive coordinator is one of the smartest ever. We know that for a fact. He waited for his best move on that corner blitz on the last moment. The thing is that I don't understand.
They hadn't run that all year, though. That's true.
What I'm saying is these guys do not understand that you have to stop showing all your freaking cards during the season. The Chiefs are waiting and holding their hand till the playoffs happen. Stop doing it, guys. That's all I'm trying to get at. Because that's what they're outdoing you. So until those 2 trade head coaches, now I will tell you why the outlier is Joe Burrow. Because I think if Joe Burrow had at least an okay offense with help around him on defense, he's already shown you there's one guy that doesn't fare Mahomes, and that's him. He knows, I don't know what it is, but boy, every time I see Josh Allen and Lamar, they look nervous as hell on that damn bench when they're watching Patrick Mahomes. It's frustrating to me. Joe Burrow is as cool and calm as collected as you can be. If you looked at the last time they played, Burrow had 2 touchdowns, no picks, while Mahomes had 2 TDs and 2 picks. This is what I mean, guys. Until you can break through and outsmart Andy Reid, you will not get past them. But that's why you need an offense. And I wish I would love to see a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl one day, because I think that's how you can do it. A Sean McVay level type of head coach to match up in Andy Reid, I think could very well make a great one. Now, I won't count out the Eagles because they have built a roster like no other. I think they have the best roster in the whole NFL. But what I will say is, as far as the AFC is concerned, you have the quarterbacks in play, but you don't have the head coaches to match Andy Reid. And that's a damn shame that you keep letting this guy outsmart you year after damn year. Sad. Well,
that's for your point, Jake. They ran that offset wishbone several times during the year, and that was the first time that Mahomes kept it and made a touchdown off it. So they ran that several times, and they would always give it to the running back or the tight end or do a shuffle pass out of it. And that's the first time he's kept the ball and ran it. So to your point, that makes sense. And then, the Eagles, maybe they have a chance to win. But a good point is that Mahomes against Vic Fangio defenses, he's 8-0. So that's something to think about as well. He has never lost to a Vic Fangio run defense. So, or maybe that's just in the playoffs, but I know he's 8-0 against Vic Fangio. So
absolutely, he had the Broncos quarterbacks who were nothing. Who do we have? Drew Lock during those times? My God,
well, it wasn't just with the Broncos.
Drew bum-ass Lock. Gosh, the hell were you gonna win that game?
So real quick, I just had another kind of thing of so Jerry Jones decides to run a late press conference with his coach, introducing his new coach. He kind of rambles on. A lot of people have been talking about what he was talking about and how this was basically taking a gamble, taking a chance on Brian Schottenheimer, which it is, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on this press conference and introducing the coach, guys? Any thoughts?
I got to go to the bathroom. This topic.
Okay.
Screw Jerry.
Pathetic, and piss poor. Man, here's my whole. As I told Flo earlier, man, I think, man, for them to entertain primetime Deion Sanders and talk about they wanted prime and this and that,
right?
I think it was a waste of time. I think it was a waste of energy, and I think it was all just a bunch of talk. Man, Jerry Jones gonna do what he wants to do. I think Jerry Jones is the type of person he does not want anyone to outshine his light. He wants the spotlight on him. He wants to make a rational decision. He wants to control the narrative. You could have had a guy like Deion Sanders come in there, change things and orchestrate things, but you got a guy, don't nobody know nobody. The only Schottenheimer I know is Marty Schottenheimer. That's the only Schottenheimer I know is Marty. This guy here, I think he'll do a good job, but he's going to be on a leash, which means he's going to be controlled by what Jerry wants him to do. Right? And as the guy said, Jerry can't get out of his own way. There is no way that you can have that much talent in an organization that you can't get beyond certain positions in the playoffs, man. It's crazy, man.
This year we had a lot of injuries, though. This year we had a lot of injuries
Flo,
on defense.
I'm talking about Flo, but for the last almost 30 years.
Yeah, but every situation is different. Every situation is different. Not every season is the same. So you can't attribute this season to what happened all the last 30 years. This season was its own thing. Your thoughts? I know you have thoughts on Jerry Jones and the Cowboys.
This is a slap in the face. I think Champ practically threw it right there. Spot on. I mean, this is just embarrassing to watch. The fact and the gall to have your fans have hope for this D- head coach you're grabbing right now.
Yep.
It's embarrassing to look at. Let me tell you something.
But we don't
guys.
know yet.
No. We do know. Let me tell you why we know.
How do we know?
Gyms don't wait 14 years and stay offensive coordinators for 14 years. This guy wasn't even trusted to call the own plays in Mike McCarthy's head coaching. When Mike McCarthy
he
was
likes
head
to call
coach.
plays. Mike McCarthy likes to call plays. So.
Well, what I'm saying is this guy wasn't even calling plays. We haven't seen anything out of him that made him look smart whatsoever. The last time, in fact, he was hot was in 2007 when his name was getting talked about. That's embarrassing. Let me add this in also. Jerry Jones, I see the tea leaves. I know what you did wrong. You paid Dak, you paid CD, and you're going to have to pay Mike.
Yep.
And with that and the way you paid them and how you paid them, you're now screwed for the next 2 years for sure. You can't get out of those contracts that fast. You don't want to lose money. We can clearly see that. Boy, you're grabbing the scraps. So he's going to let this head coach fall down with Dak, like I said on Sunday.
Right.
And they're going to be trashed for the next 2 years, and then he'll clean house and try and give Cowboy fans another hope and bring in a new head coach and a new rookie quarterback in the next 2 years. Do not worry. I see the tea leaves like no other. Jerry screwed himself putting that Dak contract on him on his books, and it's hurting him since. I'm sorry, you can count injuries all you want, but before your injuries were happening by the quarterback, I believe your quarterback can still carry you. A quarterback can carry you to a playoffs if he's good enough. And the way you just paid him told me that you felt he was good enough. I'm sorry. And I saw him getting his butt whooped for the first beginning of that season. I'm sorry. I'm not taking anything serious from Dak. Dak is a B- quarterback at best. At best.
We had an offensive line that was young, two rookies, and we had we're trying to revamp the running game. So Rico Dowdle finally came into his own as the season went on, and so did the offensive line. But by that time, Dak was already hurt, so we didn't have our starting quarterback. So by the time we reap the benefits of a good offensive line or a better offensive line and a better running game, he was already out for the season. So you don't really beef the benefits. Next year, we'll see what happens. I mean, what are you going to do? You got Dak Prescott, and for 4 years, there's nothing you can do. You can't get out of it. So they both have 4-year contracts. I think the best.
Oh, what Denver did.
Best
See, that's the bad thing about the NFL with some head coaches and owners. They fall into the trap and then they stick by it. Guys, if you make a mistake in life, do you stick to it and say, hey, man, I went down this road and I'm going to stay there? No. You go to a different road. I love what Denver did. They knew they made the mistake. They moved on that fast. They didn't make a false hope to their fans and say, hey, guys, we think Russ might actually change the series for us this time. No. You made the mistake. Take the dead cap and move on. But they're going to wait because how cheap Jerry wants to be. It's embarrassing. Resiliency, Jake. I love it. Mind you, a dead cap money team just made the playoffs with a rookie QB. Do the same thing, Jerry. Do something, man. Stop throwing us false hope. Poor Cowboy fans are crying to me. I'm having to carry them on my shoulder every damn day now. They're tearing up.
I'm not tearing up. I'm good. So, I mean, I'm optimistic just because we don't know. We don't know what Brian Schottenheimer can do. Just like we don't know, Aaron Glenn seems to be he's going to be a good coach. We don't know. We don't know what Ben Johnson's going to do. He's never been a head coach. So there's a lot of unknowns out there. Maybe this guy will be a good coach. Maybe he won't. We don't know. But, I mean, all you can do is hope, and then you're going to have to basically hope that they get another running back in the draft. Hopefully you get another offensive lineman and you get a little bit of help on the defense to get a little more depth. But I think when the defense is healthy, I think they'll look a lot better. I don't know I know Matt Eberflus. He's going to be the DC, so I know he's a good DC head coach. I don't have a lot of confidence in him, but we'll see what happens. I think Jerry, he's just trying to sell. He's just trying to be the salesman and trying to oversell. And all the Cowboy fans already know what's up. So I mean, he's not going to be able to sell us on anything. So we're gonna, I'm gonna be optimistic until I have otherwise reason to not be, because I don't know what Brian Schottenheimer is yet.
What he's capable of doing.
None of us do. So, all right. Any other thoughts on the NFL? I was going to talk about the Pro Bowl. Your thoughts on the Pro Bowl? You like any of the skills games? Anyone you're looking forward to? I know that they went to a flag football now. Your thoughts on the Pro Bowl games coming up this weekend before the Super Bowl? Cam?
Man, the biggest thing, man, just watching the guys do the one of my favorites. Let me see. I was looking at it early, man. I know who's up there talking, man. When they do some of the leg races, when they do some of the flag football, tug of war. That's
do they do a tug of war? Do they do a tug of war?
They do tug of war, brother.
Is there any new ones? Do we know if they done any new games in there? I used to like when they used to do the sprint, when they'd like be the fastest man in the NFL. When they did that one, that was pretty cool. I wish they would bring that one back. Anyone you think they should bring back, Cam?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Okay.
I'm good, bro.
All right, Omar.
I'm good, man. I'm drifting now. Omar,
I know you're drifting. Help us out, Omar. Any thoughts on the Pro Bowl games? Anything you like and wish maybe they would bring back, or a game that you like that they?
No, let me say this. Let me say this before Omar comes back. Let me say this, man.
Okay.
The NFL, y'all got to be the dumbest organization on the planet. Y'all should have left the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. The Pro Bowl was, man, Flo. Flo, did you ever go when it was in Hawaii?
I didn't get a chance to go the one time.
Man,
I went to the Pro Bowl one time, but I didn't get to go to the pre festivities. I went to the Pro Bowl.
Man, the Pro Bowl was so sweet in Hawaii, man. I mean,
nice.
the pre festivities, the drinking, the food, all that stuff.
Right.
To get to meet the players, get the autographs, all
Right.
that. I mean, that was so stupid that they took it from Hawaii, and then they did this Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl. Before the Super Bowl, and it was all good fun stuff, but nobody wants to go. Who wants to go to Orlando, the camping ground stadium, and then go? Come on, man. That defeats the purpose, man.
You like the tradition, keeping it in Hawaii.
Man, it was in Hawaii, man. Hawaii.
Okay. All right, Omar.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha, man.
Before I get off the Pro Bowl, did you show this comment from Kim Ross? This one while I was gone?
Yeah, we showed it. Yeah, we showed that.
I want everybody to go to Ball and Buds because this is why Tip and I get along. 2 weeks ago, I did a video on Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys and how much of a farce and a joke the organization is at this point due to Jerry Jones. So I want you to go to Ball and Buds. It's a 5-minute video. Not long. I want y'all to go.
You're following into their footsteps.
It's called Dallas. Dallas is done, and it has everything about Jerry Jones and the whole organization. So please go watch that, and you'll know what I think. That being said, which I agree, he is going senile, just like Al Davis. They said Al Davis. Rest in power to the great Al Davis. The Pro Bowl. I completely agree with Canteen. That's exactly what I say. The Pro Bowl at this point is unstable. I do not even watch the festivities anymore unless I just happen to be at home and there's nothing else usually on at that time. If I happen to be home, I might throw it on in the background, but it's been a long time since I paid attention to any of that. The last time I really ever cared was when I was stationed in Hawaii and I got to go to the Pro Bowl 3 years in a row. I got an autograph from my favorite player of all time. Shout out to Clubber D's brother, the older Derek, who me and him share a favorite player, Tim Brown, at the PX. He was signing autographs, and I got an autograph from Tim Brown with a picture. The festivities were awesome. The time was awesome. The players actually gave a crap at that time and actually played the game like a real game instead of a man done or all these other BS rallies and other BS that I don't feel like watching and or caring about. If they can't get the players to care about it again, which is going to be hard to do considering it's a sport in which you hit each other, if you can't even get the NBA players to care in a sport where they don't hit each other, at this point, I don't think you're going to rescue the NFL either. At this point, you might as well just get rid of it because I'm not watching this BS.
Okay. You don't like the flag football?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I just remember Sean Taylor hitting somebody.
Sean Taylor.
Boy, remember that? Sean
In the Pro
Taylor
Bowl.
hitting.
Yeah.
Put her out. That shit was hilarious.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
You would have
You
tried to run
lose
for
that,
let him
you
take this.
lose what the NFL was all about with that. And I'm sorry, I agree. I think
Well, that's part of the.
never watched.
I think that's part of the season, Joe Jake. They've loosened they've given all the rules to the offense, even during the season. You can't hit
I
people
agree,
like
but
that,
what
even
I'm
in the
saying
regular
is
season.
I wish I could watch a game. If it was where they were trying hard for it all, I would get it completely. But it's not.
Can
Right.
they
no
incentivize
trying.
it enough? Can they incentivize
If the
it
players
enough?
don't care, why should I? That's the
Mhm.
way I see it.
Yeah.
Is there a way they could incentivize it to make it pads and make it like them care again? Is there a
They ain't
dollar
gonna
amount?
do that, man.
think there is.
The game
I think
has
it's
got
long
too
gone.
soft, man.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
soft,
you
too
have
soft.
to get money to
Long
make
gone.
Yeah, I like the flag football. I mean, shout out to my son-in-law Elias. His team won last year the national championship in flag football, and my daughter Abigail and my grandson there.
Oh, hey, hold on. Let me ask you this question right here. Let me ask you this question before we go any further. Have y'all orchestrated or made a internal decision? Is the baby gonna be a Saints fan or is the baby gonna be a Cowboy fan? I mean, y'all gotta make that decision.
He will be a Cowboys fan because the Papa is always in charge of the fandom.
Oh, okay.
On the
I
daughter's
just
side,
want to clear that up while we was on the line.
He's gonna try to. He's gonna try to. He's gonna be what?
He's gonna be a basketball fan.
Oh,
Now,
he's gonna be a basketball. Yeah, basketball and football. Hey, here's a fun fact.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl's a
Jaden-
joke. Pro Bowl selections mean nothing anymore. I don't care if you made the Pro Bowl. The third string punters make Pro Bowls now.
They made a Pro Bowl. You're right, Professor.
A fun fact though for you guys,
guys.
real quick. Sorry, excuse me. But Jaden Daniels, my son-in-law Elias played for Arizona Christian University. He played defensive back, and Jaden Daniels was actually early in his freshman sophomore. He played on the same team as my son-in-law Elias. So we know that Jaden Daniels is I think he played for 5 years. He was a fifth-year senior or something. So he's like 24. So he's played for a while, but he did play for the Arizona Christian, the same team my son-in-law played for back. And I don't know if they actually played together, but I know he played for the same team. All right. Any final thoughts on any other NFL stuff or any other action in sports that we want to talk about?
We're good, fellas. Y'all want to run Sunday? Or what we looking like for the way ahead from now? What
Sunday, there's no games on Sunday. I mean, we can skip Sunday and just go for a Super Bowl Sunday.
Y'all want to do Super Bowl Sunday the 9th?
I'm not going Sunday.
All right, we'll do the 9th.
Do we want to do a post game or a pre-game?
Let's do pre-game.
You want to do pre-game? What do you guys think?
I mean, I may not even be able to do pregame, but if anything, I definitely won't be. I'm going out.
You want to do post tomorrow?
No. It would have to be super early because I'll be going out to go watch.
So y'all want to do? Would y'all like to do something that Saturday or?
What about you, Jake?
Like
you have a preference?
We could do something midweek and then be done with it.
I like
man.
post game just because after the game and whatnot. But
man, it's up to y'all, man. I just need to know.
What want to do?
Because we can do
Y'all
next Tuesday. We can do our predictions because it's not till the following Sunday. So next Tuesday we can. Next Tuesday we can. Next Tuesday will be a kind of a pregame, and we'll do our predictions, and then we'll just do a post game.
Then we can hit some college basketball. We can hit NBA, hit all this other stuff, and then just do our.
Yeah, we can do Sunday Surge. We'll just do a post game Sunday Surge on the 9th. Okay. And if Omar can make it, he can. If he can, then he can. You good with that post game, Jake? Because it won't be that long anyway. It'll be like it's only one game and whatnot. It's not gonna be like a long show. Right. Okay.
And I'm off that Monday, so I'm good, man. We'll do that.
Okay. So we'll do Sunday Surge on our last Sunday Surge at the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl, probably a short show, just talking a little bit about the game and maybe a little bit about next season, and let's see who wins. And we'll do that. Any final thoughts? Anything else?
Hey, fellas, good run, man. Great show, great lineup, man. Hey, it was good, man. Good.
Hey, make sure y'all subscribe to Bull and Budge. We'll have a show coming up. We'll be talking some football later this in the week.
Hey, when you get
when's your next show? When's your next show?
Either probably Thursday, but it might be next week. I'm not sure.
Oh, next week, Thursday. All right.
Maybe.
All right. So we won't be back. We'll be back next week. No Sunday Surge this weekend. No shows. Hey, appreciate you watching, commenting, all that good stuff. Jake, go catch him on Tuesday and Thursdays, right, Jake? Final Say Podcast on YouTube. Go subscribe to Ballin' Buds, Clubber D. Next week, he'll have a show. Next week, we'll be back with the Bottom Line Sports. Do our Super Bowl preview and pick for the Super Bowl. That should be fun.
We out.
We out of here. Appreciate y'all. Ballin' Buds, baby. That like button, share, comment. Appreciate all the comments. What's up, Robert? Comment. Peace.
Peace, bro. I'll be
Robert. All right, man. See you in a minute. See you next time. All Line Sports. We out.